Okay, so we're gonna look through your pictures really quick. Okay, so the first thing I look at this is that they're looking off over your shoulder rather than straight at the camera, which means it's like a candid shot, which is totally fine. Usually I'd want to get a picture like this where they're looking at the camera, and then I'd also take a candid shot. So you make sure you have both. And then I'm aware of this super white bright spot in the background, which is distracting because the human eye will look at the brightest thing in the picture. So it's going to zoom right there rather than looking at the people's faces. Okay, this is nice. You've got like a nice clean background. I feel like it would be a little bit stronger picture if you knelt down a little bit lower so that you're more at her eye level, just a few inches lower. Similar picture, the hands are reaching in. I don't think the hands probably make it a better picture. I think it's better without the hands. So I probably wouldn't include it. Same thing here, there's just like a random foot. And obviously, like most of the time we're focused on the eyes and you're like looking at the face here, but just things like having the foot in the background is a little bit distracting. And same thing here, you just have a random foot. But it's a really nice angle for her face. You can see her cute little legs in her dress, so it's a great portrait of her. I'd probably just, if I really liked it, I would have to Photoshop out the stuff in the background. Okay, this is beautiful light, beautiful background light. Problem here is the fact that they've got bags on, and it's not a great portrait with that kind of stuff in there, or things, you know, he's putting something in his back pocket, so it doesn't look very clean. These things are distracting. And also his arm is cut off on the side, and it would be okay if her arm on the left side was also cut off, so it's kind of balanced, but having one person in the picture completely and one person cut out causes a visual imbalance. Okay, same thing here, she's wearing the bag. His hand is kind of in mid-motion, and you want to have it be still or doing something. Like if he's going to be moving, it's not going to be a smiling at the picture shot, because here everybody is still. So you want, if he's going to move something, then he needs to be like turning to look at his family, and they're laughing and smiling, and the whole thing is about movement, not just one hand moving. This is kind of the same thing where it's like, it looks like it's a posed portrait, but it is kind of a candid looking away from the camera, and there's not much connection with the camera. But the light is beautiful in the background. So you just make it stronger by, you get closer, you interact more with the family and get them to look at you more, or you tell them to look away, but don't just take a picture of them as they look away. Obviously that's a behind the scenes, it's cool. Get lower, be aware of these little things in the background that distract. Photoshop them away. This is cute. Okay, Dad's face. He's not really interacting with her, and it's better for him not to be in it, or for him to be in it and engaged with her. But you don't want to have someone looking like they're not interested. Even though she's the main focus of the picture, the fact that this face is in the background, the human eye will see the face in the background and look at it, and then it takes away from her cuteness because he doesn't look like he's excited about her. This is different. See, he looks like he's looking at her, and now this is a much better picture. Same thing, they're interacting, so it makes it a much stronger picture. Same thing. Oh, that's me. Behind the scenes. Okay, this is an example of like, there's just a random hand here. So if this were a family portrait, I probably wouldn't include it, because it's like, whose hand is that and what's happening? Whereas if you back up a little bit and turn to a different angle, you can see whose hand she's holding, and then it becomes a more significant picture. Same thing here, you're cutting off Dad's face in the middle of his face, and there's all this empty space above. So it would be better to have lots of empty space up here, and then also to have it balanced underneath here by showing more underneath, like more of his chin. Or you can also crop it up higher and show less of him, which makes the emphasis on up here. It's just awkward when you cut in the middle of someone's face, so you want to be careful of that. And it's also cutting off her fingers. So you never want to cut off in the middle of joints, like the middle of fingers, the middle of knees or elbows or faces. You want to try and crop things in the middle of the limb, like here, across the arm, or across, like I wouldn't crop it across her ear, I would crop it like right down the side of her face. Not right on her eye, but right down the middle of the skin would where it'd be, I'd crop it. I think that's the last one. Yeah, awesome. Okay, and then the final thing is the editing. It looks just a little bit dark and cold, whereas here, these are much better. They're like lighter and warmer, and there's that beautiful light. that picture compared to that one. You see the difference? I personally prefer the brighter one. I think it's happier. So however you edited or shot that, I would lean more in that direction. Awesome job. Let me know if you have any questions.